Oh, was Fritzy proud of himself with Phil Jackson? Yeah, got him. I'm listening to him talk to his wife, and he said, "Yeah, I hope Dan realizes I got Phil Jackson in studio. 2 segments." Fritzy, I did notice.
That's a pretty special in-studio guest. We're just as excited to have Ms. Beadle
No,
here.
that is huge.
But you didn't get him.
He just kind of showed up.
We did, Fritzy. See how that works?
Am I really that selfish about the whole process?
Yeah. Well, let's go around the room. Is he territorial when it comes to getting guests here? By the way, Michelle Beadle joining us in studio. Hold on while I take care of this domestic dispute. Yeah, Paulie.
Dan, when Fritzy loses a guest, he says, we can't find him. But when he gets it, he says, I got Phil Jackson.
And you got Harold Reynolds in studio and Michelle Beadle.
Okay.
Well, yeah, that's
Talk to me.
big.
How was the hug there, Fritzy, from Beadle?
Not as long as I'd like, but we got it in. We worked it out.
Did I back off or was I committed?
You backed off a little bit,
Yeah,
but based
see?
on my reputation, I can understand why you might take a step or
No,
two
I'm
back.
I'm working on that, though. I'm not a great hugger. The frontal part is like, nah.
Better greeters, athletes or actors?
Ooh, actors.
Really?
They all act like they know. Yeah, like they know you. Like Hugh Grant acted like he knew me, and I did not know him, but it was lovely. It was lovely. Whatever they say, I don't care.
Well, red carpet etiquette.
Well, that's becomes cheesy. Like I don't do that because I don't know anyone, but I watch the other people on the other shows kiss and cheeks, and that's not my thing.
But you...
I'm really a fish out of water on the red.
I know, but I see, and it's all, everybody sucks up to these actors.
I can't do that.
And you can't.
I can't. But you know what I've noticed? The feedback's been really good from interviews I've done because I think that's why I don't suck up. And I think I brought that from sports.
Did you, last time you were intimidated with an interview?
Madonna.
Really?
Yeah, but was great. Very nice and sweet, and I must have caught her in a nice cycle because she was great to me. But I was scared. I had a glass of wine before I did it.
How does she look in person?
Not bad. I think I got her in between. You know, I can say this because injections are part of life.
Do you have injections?
Yeah, I've had them.
Forehead?
Forehead. Yeah. See, look, no wrinkles. Pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm 100.
At your age, I know.
I know.
Look, yeah.
No, she was in that good place. So she looked. I mean, and she's so ripped, and she's this. I don't know, 4 feet tall.
They're all short.
They're all short.
But I've been accused of having, heightism? That I have a problem with guys who are short because they get the great roles in movies, and I'm tall, so I can't. And I said, no, it comes down to I can't act.
Well, yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the argument.
Yeah.
Why? Was somebody telling you it's because you were too tall?
Oh, no. Why am I not getting these roles?
Is it because I'm tall?
No, Sandler seems to be okay with putting me in movies, even though I'm tall.
Yeah, no, because this is the thing. I figured they were in high school. They couldn't do sports because they were tiny. They wanted to be cool somehow, and so they gravitated towards the arts, and now here we are. They're all millionaires. It's beautiful.
Who took your breath away?
Kate Beckinsale. Stunning.
Really?
Flawless up close. And you see them up close, so you see the fake tan, you see everything that you're not supposed to see because the cameras and the lights blow it all out. But she was, to this day, I've never seen anyone look like that up close.
Adam Levine?
Gorgeous.
Who's prettier?
Ugh. She is, but not by much.
No, I was saying me or Adam Levine.
Yeah. No, he's good.
Who's overrated?
That's going to get me in trouble.
Well, you can always say the Kardashians, and then I'll quickly say, no, you can't go Kardashians.
I don't think they're rated, so I don't think we can overrate them. I don't really understand the Jennifer Aniston love. I've never really gotten that. The body, yes, but I don't get it.
Have you've interviewed her?
Yeah, I've been around her. I think she falls in the Derek Jeter category of they're hot because of what they do, but if they worked at, say, a Subway, you probably wouldn't notice them.
Yeah, but I do that. I'm always bringing that up. If Brad Pitt worked at McDonald's and had a hairnet on.
Yeah, I don't know if you'd see him that
Yeah.
much. Right. There are other people that I think surpass that you would notice regardless because they're that good looking. But I don't think there are that many that are that stunning. On a totally superficial.
Michelle Beadle joining us. The crossover, is that on at 5 Eastern?
6 Eastern.
6 Eastern.
You mean the crossover with Michelle Beadle?
Yes, with just Michelle Beadle.
Yeah.
You crossed over and you lost a co-host.
Yeah, feels good though. I feel good about it.
Are you?
This is the show I wanted to do, so I'm actually very excited. And if I fail, I fail, but at least it's what I wanted.
And she also works with Billy Bush on Access Hollywood. And covering horse racing with NBC.
I am now an expert.
Do you know anything about horse racing?
I know that the fastest one wins. And you know what? That really is all you need. I've learned after this last weekend, when we were so all crossing our fingers that we would get orb and the favorites were handed down, and then a 15-1 wins it. It doesn't matter what you think you know. It's guessing.
And it also matters what you're wearing.
Right.
Like the Kentucky Derby, I don't think they care
No.
the race.
But I was amazed at the amount of trash talking I got after my Kentucky Derby stuff, because there's this small little fringe of crazies that take it so seriously that someone like me came along and they hated me. And it was awesome. It was definitely different for me.
Well, wait, who's saying this?
Just some horse people on Twitter.
Like, you shouldn't be doing this?
Oh, that I'm a joke and a ditz and I shouldn't be around it because it's so serious. Yeah. But then when I got invited to do the Freakness.
Hey!
By the
Got
suits
Fritzy's
wanted me.
attention. Hey, who's getting freaky here?
That infield is the
I would
Freakness.
go to the Preakness if it was called the Freakness.
Well, go to the infield. Have you been?
yeah. Well, you
Oh.
can't go in the infield at the Preakness.
Well, you're not going to see anything. You have to
Well,
commit to that.
There's stuff going on there that,
Bad stuff.
yeah, bad stuff.
Babies will be here in 9 months from
Like
now.
it's an SEC tailgate on steroids in there.
Yes, it is.
It's a little bit creepier. Yes, Paulie.
Is it like Daytona?
I've never done Daytona, but from what I hear, it's pretty similar. It's just thousands of people having no idea that a race is happening. And, there are concerts going on, so why would they care?
I get that on this show. Sometimes we'll color outside the lines. We'll do something with politics, and somebody says,
Right.
"Stick to your your day job." And
What is that?
But I said, if I did that to the listener,
Right.
hey, stick to your day job, dude. You're a plumber. Stop telling me about sports.
Then you get ripped.
Yeah, you're supposed to have an opinion here.
You can't say that. Plus, I don't like people that aren't well-rounded. I think we're fairly well-rounded people. So if for one day we decide to go do something different, relax.
Egos, though, in dealing with sports and dealing with Hollywood.
Ooh. Hollywood comes with an entourage because they have a publicist and a glam squad and all of that stuff. Although I noticed that the reality people are more obnoxious than the actual legitimate stars, which I find hilarious. Athletes just have an inherent ego, period, I think. I think it's just there. You can't get rid of it. Even if they're by themselves, it's
Well,
tangible.
you probably got it at an early age, whereas an actor is probably not acting.
Right. I mean,
Yeah.
you could be an actor who didn't hit until you're in your 40s. So it's kind of hard to all of a sudden be cocky when you just got here.
Hollywood scares me, though.
Yeah.
Like it spits people out.
It's a different world. It's like I'm morbidly obese in Hollywood, which is a really weird thing to handle. It's hard for your self-esteem. That's why I'm so grateful I'm in New York and not LA. I think it makes you sane. I think LA's scary.
Well, you also, and I could have, you're looking at these girls,
Yeah.
and they're skinny as can be.
They're much skinnier than you realize, which is very even the ones that you don't necessarily think as thin are very thin. What's that? Amanda Seyfried, when she was
Yeah.
doing the Les Mis junket, so thin. I had no idea.
You hung out with Rihanna?
I did. She was great.
Yeah?
Lovely. That you just want to smack her though and be like, wake up.
Well, she did. She doesn't date Chris Brown anymore.
But that's one of those things that's never going to end. It's on and off for the rest of their lives. You know this. When you like bad, you like bad.
Yeah, I agree.
It's
It's female
Four
sportscasting.
faces. Yeah.
The future, do you see more involvement or less? Is it always going to be sort of this sideline gig?
I hope not. I mean, I know there are still people out there that say I should know my role and stay on the sidelines, although I haven't done sidelines in
You do
quite a few
let
years.
Twitter bother you.
I'm very thin-skinned to a point.
But remember when I would say something about Sports Nation's going to steal this?
Right.
And then our Twitter followers would kill Beadle and I guess Colin Cowherd, and then she'd say, "Will you tell your fans to stop it? We're not stealing. You're not stealing.
We're all stealing.
But probably a producer is stealing. I'm not accusing you of stealing stuff from here.
That's true. And you know what? In hindsight, that's probably the nicest stuff that's been said on Twitter. Twitter's weird. No, I think females will start to stray as they get better roles and gigs, as long as they continue to show up. I'm seeing more and more females on radio, which is, there was a time when you couldn't find a female sports host on radio. So I think we're getting there. I think there are always going to be a handful of pretty girls that are just pretty girls and ask questions they're told in their ear. And then they'll have people that actually work hard and like what they do and are good at it.
Could you interview Erin Andrews for your job?
I could, but I don't know why I'd want to.
Well, when she did Dancing with the Stars.
Oh, yeah. I try not to do those shows, but sure, if they made me, it would definitely be must-see TV, I'm sure.
But what happened? Could you take her if you had to?
You know what? I honestly believe that this goes back to a misunderstanding, and that's what everything grew out of. But in the course of that misunderstanding having been done, bad stuff has happened, and so now it's just a nothing. It's it's like Tiger and Serge. We don't all have to like each other. It's not that big a deal.
Yeah, but it's pretty intense with you and.
But it
Aaron
really
Andrews.
isn't. She's really not a relevant part of my world. Like, and I don't mean that in a jerk way. She's just not part of my everyday life.
Paulie, could you bring out Aaron Andrews to the
Yes,
show?
do it. Do it. Be like a WWE. That'd be awesome.
Would you say hello?
I'm not that great at that. Probably not. We've been in an elevator before that it was awkward. Yeah.
Just you two?
And some person with her. Yeah.
How many floors did you go?
I'm not sure.
Did you get out on a floor that you weren't going to go to?
No, I went to my floor. She got off first.
Oh.
I said
Nothing was said.
She said something to her friend as she got off, but I said nothing. I looked at the numbers. I'm not good at fake. You guys may or may not know that by now, but I'd rather say nothing than pretend. It's just easier.
Yeah, you girls got to get along.
No, we don't. Why? I have a ton of great girlfriends in this business. There's one that we don't get along, and it turns into like, oh, catfight. It really isn't.
Do you have anything else to do? You want to hang out for another?
Yeah, this is an awesome set.
Yeah, it is.
Honestly, who lives here? Who's living here and not telling anyone? Because this is better than my apartment.
Artie Lang, because the New York Giants and New York Yankees.
Look at this.
Those are beds.
Are they really?
Yeah, they're Murphy beds. Yeah, so they fold down.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah. Now we have the bar in Milford, but we have the full-blown kitchen over here.
Yeah, you can cook in here.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys have it pretty good.
Fritzy, who's on the show tomorrow?
Steve Kerr will join us tomorrow.
Ooh.
And efforting others as we speak.
Oh, are we resting on today's laurels?
Well, we got Phil.
We got Phil. You said to your wife, did
here
you
we
know
go.
you were talking loud enough that we could hear you?
I was not aware of that. Obviously, I need to go in another room because you guys
He called
start up.
mid-show, called his wife, just to pat himself
Why,
on the
but what's
back.
wrong with being excited
wait.
about your
That's
job
cute.
and your career?
You
and-
can
and-
wait. You can wait.
I had a moment there where I wanted to share with my wife the
Fritzy,
excitement that Phil Jackson was here.
It's team.
I like that though.
That's what instant
No.
message is
He's
for.
still excited to talk to his wife and share stuff. That's big.
Well, no,
But he's got to turn it around and make it something.
No,
ugly.
because
sweet.
we didn't acknowledge it, and then he was bummed out. So he called his wife so he wouldn't be bummed out for the rest of the show.
I do like my share of pats on the back, which
That's totally normal.
you're not big with those, but that's fine. That's why when you do, say something congratulatory to one of us, we take that in that much more of high regard because you're not a big high fiver
good.
or good job. That's not your thing.
Stop.
But
Okay.
you know what? That's good though. I like people like that though. You don't want compliments all the time. They mean nothing.
But he needs compliments all the
I
time.
know. Well, that's why he called his wife.
I know.
I need that attention. I wish it wasn't that way, but I'm sensitive and I need the pats on the back a
Oh
little
no!
more than the
Don't fall
average
for
person.
this,
No,
Beadle.
this is very
Don't fall
sweet.
for this.
This is so sweet.
You want a real man,
No.
like not that.
Well, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
You
This
can't
one-
always compliment.
Well, we had Steve Nash scheduled yesterday, and he got lost on it. So now we got Phil Jackson today. So I'm trying to enjoy the Phil Jackson moment and forget about the fact that we had promoted Steve Nash for 3 hours, and then at the last minute find out that he couldn't show up.
Where'd he go?
He
I
just got
heard
lost
that
on it.
Steve Nash was on other radio shows after hours, Fritzy.
I can't control our time
Was that
slot.
true?
It's very possible.
Okay.
Something must have got messed up on their end with the time slot.
Yeah, but that's BS.
I know it is.
5 minutes before, and then you're going to pull the ripcord? That's bad.
That's why I got about 17 minutes of sleep last night.
Who shows up? Like, do these actors and musicians show up late?
Musicians are usually late. The actors are not. Musicians have been. Although, so far, so good. But I've heard the stories of like a Jennifer Lopez 8 hours late kind of thing. I don't know how that works.
We'll continue with Michelle Beadle joining us in studio. Fritzy working on the get. When you said we have Steve, and then I thought you were going to say Nash.
Yeah, the slower I
Yeah,
speak,
I know.
and if I add middle names or a little bio about them, that means that's maybe the only guest we have.
All right.
To stretch it
Don't
out.
get bummed out.
We'll get some other people on. And you know what? It's not about the guests. We've had that conversation.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
He's told me, Michelle, in the past that I've booked scared just to fill slots. I'm just like, don't just put anybody on. It's the Dan Patrick Show.
That
It's
makes
true.
sense.
Don't use her to say
sense.
something about me.
I put pressure on myself. I like to make sure we have like a nice, solid, timely guest each hour. It doesn't always work
Well,
out.
you have a reputation to keep too. You're known as like the guy when it comes to this.
We try.
Yeah.
Watch.
Are you taking credit for Beadle here?
Oh, totally.
We've had some communication.
The hard jet.
Oh, God. Yeah. Yeah.
Our friends at NBC were very helpful in
Huge.
working that out.
All right, we'll continue with Michelle Beadle joining us in studio, and more of your phone calls as well, 877-3DP Show.